crap's going on? Well, hey guys, this is Lucas. Today we're gonna be reacting to I Babysitted a Monster, and let's go. Let's get in.
Hey, I'm Tina, and what I want to tell you is a real life story. No, it's not about meeting a ghost or escaping from a maniac. Thank God. However, my story will give you creeps because I have been babysitting a monster. It all started a couple of years ago. I was 14 and I needed money to buy myself a new tablet. So I needed work. My mom came up with an idea. Her boss was looking for a babysitter for her 7-year-old son, and that seemed like a perfect task for me. It was also good for my mom. She had a new job and kind of wanted to do her new boss a favor. So I was in. I met that woman, Miss Killian, and her son Terry, a day before I was supposed to babysit him. He seemed like a little angel. Blonde hair, blue eyes, friendly smile. I liked him at once. The next day, I came for my first babysitting session. Just a couple of hours. I couldn't wait. My first job at last. My idea was that I would help Terry a bit with the lessons, then we'd watch some cartoons until Mom came back. What could possibly go wrong? As soon as Miss Killian closed the door, I turned back to Terry and was surprised to see an intense, wicked expression on his face. "Now look," he said. "Don't think that now you can tell me what to do. I will do what I want and don't even think about calling my mom." Well, that was unexpected. He was saying it with a very sinister expression, and honestly, he gave me the creeps. Obviously, I couldn't let him go to his room and do whatever he liked. I had to follow him to his room, even if not as enthusiastic as half an hour before. And that was my mistake. When I entered his room, he started screaming in a top-pitched voice very loudly. I was afraid that we could be heard by the neighbors, and they would come to save the kid. Well, that was clearly overreacting. I was really surprised by his behavior. But the fun had just begun. Terry came out of his room with the most sinister grin on his face and went towards the bathroom. There he locked himself. Okay, I thought, this would be at least a bit of a break. I went to the kitchen to wait for him to come out, but he wouldn't leave the bathroom. 10 minutes, 20. I started getting nervous. I went to the bathroom and called him. He was totally silent. I insisted, knocking on the door violently. No response. My heart rate was at about 300 and I started to panic. I threw myself against the door several times to smash it open, but nothing. I was crying, not knowing what could have happened to a child alone in the bathroom. When I began dialing 911, he came out of the bathroom smiling peacefully. All trembling nervously, I shouted at him in tears, but he ignored me completely and proceeded to his room. At that point, I just prayed for that evening to finish soon. Thankfully, in about 10 minutes, Miss Killian returned home. Terry ran to her with an angelic face. "Hi, Mommy," he screamed happily. I couldn't believe my eyes. I like Tina a lot. Let her come to us more often. God, no. When Terry went to bed, I told Miss Killian I received some warning reactions from Terry and that I think they needed someone more professional than me. You know what? She didn't believe me. She was absolutely sure her Terry was an angel and he seemed to like me so much. She said they used to have problems with babysitters because Terry liked no one, and I seemed to be the first one to find a key to his heart. As if that monster had a heart. She begged me to give Terry a second chance. I came home totally exhausted and told my mom about the evening. But she didn't believe me either. "Oh, come on, Tina. He is 7. It can't be that bad. Try to babysit him a couple of times more, for me." I felt like a hostage to the situation. But okay, for my mom. I came to Miss Killian's another time, and Terry was sincerely happy to see me. I thought maybe this time everything would go okay. But he had a plan for my visit. At the beginning, he was absolutely okay. We were doing lessons, and then I cooked dinner for him, a plate of pasta. When I called him downstairs, he came absolutely calm and silent. took a beautiful plate I had cooked, and threw it into the trash bin. I was shocked. Do you think it is normal to behave like that? And what are you going to eat, I wonder? He answered calmly, You'd better cook something else. Otherwise, I'll tell Mom you haven't given me anything to eat, and she will fire your mom. I'm not going to cook you anything, young man. I can make you a sandwich at most if you want. He didn't answer anything. He opened a kitchen drawer and took a pair of kitchen scissors. I told him to give them to me. He pretended not to hear me. He reached for the lock of my hair and clicked with the scissors. All that without saying a word, just smiling. I pulled my hair out of his hand and took the scissors from him forcefully. He started yelling at me that it hurt and he would tell his mom. I told him I genuinely didn't care. I was scared as hell of him and didn't want to see him anymore anyway. When Miss Killian got home, I just told her I was going to leave them. That child had scared me to death. Thankfully, Miss Killian accepted the fact that I quit, and my mom didn't have any problems at work for that. Later on, I found out that Terry, the little angel, was seeing the therapist for his strange behavior that his mom had finally noticed. From that moment on, I never considered babysitting as a job. Who knows what demon you might happen to babysit? Surely you've heard some scary stories.
Oh, wait a minute. Crap. Alright, since that one was really short, I was just gonna react to another one.
Reheating pasta. It's cool, right?
Yeah, I didn't know you guys put Alexa in a microwave.
Hello, I'm Layla. When I tell anyone I've lived in a haunted house, the most common thing I would hear is, wow, cool. Well, guys, I am here to tell you why I wouldn't define the whole experience as cool after all. I have a friend, Sarah. We have been together since early childhood. We studied at school together, and after school we were accepted in the same university. Thing is, the university was in another city, and we had to move there before the term started. We didn't want to go to the dormitory, so we looked for a small apartment for the two of us. There was always something that wasn't okay with the apartments proposed to us, so we were becoming pretty desperate. Then suddenly, we came across the house, a 2-story old house nearly in the center of the city, but in a calm district. And what was even more attractive, at literally no price. It should have given us suspicions, but we were light-minded and never bothered. We didn't believe how lucky we were. When we were moving in, we were greeted by nice people, who were our neighbors. Just one of them smiling, looking a bit strange at us, and asked if there were any special reasons why we hadn't chosen that house. We laughed in a silly way and thought he was joking. Now I think we should have asked for explanations, but we couldn't wait to move in and just thanked him for the greetings. The entrance into the house was in a place where it was not visible from the main road. When we come up to the stairs, we see a nice old woman with a paper package in her hands. Hello, girls. My name is Miss Hopkins. I want to welcome you to our neighborhood. I brought you my famous apple pie for lunch. I guess you are far from your parents and haven't started to cook yet. We thanked her cordially, and as we were opening the door, wanted to invite her for a coffee. But when we turned back to her, she was already gone. Well, we had a lot to do, and thought we would ask for her whereabouts from the neighbors later. So we were independent for the first time in our life. We were ecstatic. The only thing that was irritating us a bit was that we didn't manage to get a good sleep. But we decided it was an effect of the freshman stress. On the bright side, a couple of times a week we found at the doorstep a new package with a pie inside from Miss Hopkins. We never got the possibility to thank her though, as from the very first day we never came across her. We were becoming a bit too busy to think too much about Miss Hopkins though. Our sleep problems were becoming pretty overwhelming. It was quite often that I woke up in the middle of the night, all covered in cold sweat after a nightmare. Went to the kitchen to get myself a glass of water, and found Sarah there with black circles under her eyes, looking close to tears. Sounds like a stupid problem, but try not to get a good night's sleep for a couple of months, and you wouldn't find it that stupid. What's worse, we thought we were starting to get hallucinations because of sleep deprivation.
What?
Sometimes one of us entered into a
I was about to say, Lucas, where are you?
They are doing a reaction video right now.
We often felt cold drafts.
Maybe. Because
Yes, don't mess up my reaction video.
It was getting
America.
Wanted to open the back door.
America.
I yelled, "Sarah,
Oh,
it's
no.
occupied." And she shouted from downstairs, "What are you saying?" I felt goosebumps march across my body. If Sarah was there, who was trying to open the door? It took me half an hour to go to the bathroom, with pure terror in my eyes. When I reached Sarah in her room and told it to her, she didn't even consider it would be a prank from my side. She also felt something was going on in that house. We decided that it was time to look for a new dwelling because we couldn't sleep there. And the lack of sleep added to our anxiety when we noticed those small things happening inside our house. That night, I had a horrible nightmare.
I really gotta go to the bathroom.
I heard steps in the attic and went there to see who that was. We had a small ladder there. As I climbed the ladder, I saw a figure in the darkness. I switched on the light and saw Mrs. Hopkins, who was holding a pie in her hands, stretching it out to me and smiling weirdly without saying a word. I shouted and woke up all trembling. In that very moment, I heard the steps in the attic. Good Lord. I hid myself under the blanket and didn't take it off till dawn. In the morning, I took Sarah and went to our neighborhood, the one who greeted us with a strange question the first day, to get some answers. As we came to him, I asked him at once, "Where can we meet Miss Hopkins?" He looked at us with a strange expression and answered, "But there is no Miss Hopkins in the neighborhood. Why are you asking?" We were shocked. "But we met her the first day we came." "You must be mistaken. Miss Hopkins used to live in your house, but she had died several years ago after she had fallen terminally ill. She was famous for her baking, by the way." Absolutely speechless, we came out of his house and walked slowly towards ours. As we came up the stairs, we saw a paper package with another piece of Miss Hopkins' bakery. I was so stunned with horror that I hardly was able to make those couple of steps towards it. Above it, there was a handwritten note
Oh, dang it.
that said, "Girls, come to visit me sometime." What we did was at that point, we rushed into the house, packed our things in pure panic. It took us 3 minutes to pack everything we needed and never to come back anymore. That night, our friends from the dormitory managed to host us. We slept on plain mattresses on the floor, but I remember that night as one of the best in my life, when I finally got to sleep as a baby and didn't see any dreams at all. So guys, when you think that living in a haunted house is cool, I think twice. In real life, it is even more creepy than in horror films. Well, I hope you never find yourself in such a situation. But if you have
Alright,
something similar to share,
I can't do another video. If you guys enjoyed the video, comment down below if you want me to react to this again, and I will see you all later. Bye bye.
I bet to make